Hello farmers and welcome back to Pichonniere Valley. Hopefully everyone's having a good Tuesday so far and had a nice weekend. Just trying to get myself caught up on where we were a little while ago. And we got a few things to do. First thing we're going to be doing, we got this John Deere 710 up and running. We got the soil sampler on the back. We got to go soil sample at least one of our fields, and I'll check to see how our other fields are doing. That is what we're going to be starting off with. I don't think I got much more to do here in October. I'm going to move on to November, sell some eggs, maybe take care of some weeds, and move some bales around before we get to the winter months. But that is what we're going to be starting off with today. Hello, Miles. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Appreciate you stopping on in today. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab our 710 and let's get started. Get some of these jobs going. We currently have 26,000 in the bank account, which is pretty good actually, considering I think in last stream we bought field number 24, and we flipped that field around pretty darn quick. We actually got a crop in it, and that is the one I do believe we're going to have some weeds in it next month. I think. We have two fields that we get weeds in, but very little, so we'll see how field number 24, what happens with field number 24 when next month comes. If we're going to get a full field of weeds, or are we just going to get like a weed here and a weed there? Let's see, let's grab a soil sample here. And turn around here and get the rest of the field. So financially, I'm not sure what my next step is going to be. I mean, there's a couple things I would like to have on the farm, but I got everything technically that we do need. The next big purchase, I would say, should be the dairy production. We do have a dairy production, but that's a temporary one. We want to buy the dairy production that's on the map. That's going to be like $350,000. So we could save up for that. Don't think we'll get there today, but you never know. I don't see us getting there because I don't have that much product. And one more here. Hello, James and Panther. Welcome. All right, send those samples off. And while we're waiting for those to get refreshed, let me go to precision farming and just look at soil samples. Wait, which map do I want to be on here? I think it's this one here. Yeah, so that one's been refreshed. And the other two grass fields, those are getting kind of low. Oh, this one's getting kind of low as well. Well, they're good for now, so I think we'll just wait until next year, then we'll get those samples in. So this field here, let me just see. Let's see. Nitrogen looks good. pH value is kind of hit and miss. But overall, it's not too bad. So there was an update to Farming Simulator 25 that went out earlier today. We also got at least two new pieces of equipment for free in the shop. You don't get them free on your farm. But two new pieces of equipment have been added to the game. I forgot what they were, honestly. But to me, they're not that important for what I do. So, but if you want to know, I'm sure maybe someone may know what the two free pieces of equipment that were added to the game. Let's see, it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I said, don't really have that much to do here in October. I think we did it pretty much all last stream. Let's go ahead and just drop that off. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and wait. Need to check on the animals here. Why is that so slow? There we go. Chickens, they're good for 2.5 months. And the cows are good for, well, about 2.5 months. All right. Oh, yeah, and the sale page. Combine harvester, which is something we may upgrade to in the future. We shall see. Let's go ahead and sleep until, we'll sleep. It's November. I don't have that much to do. Let's sleep to 9. All right, rise and shine, campers. Let's go ahead and feed Sam. And we'll check the sale page. And nothing... That would be nice, because I don't have a planter at all, but requires 350 horsepower. So that's not going to work for us. So today, yes, when I say today, November in-game, the eggs. We're going to sell the eggs, the straw as well. So we'll get some money coming on in. How are the eggs priced doing? $14.45 at the Big Farmer's Kiosk. So we'll sell those to start with. The straw needs to go to the animal dealer. All right, so that's way up the hill. All right, that's what we're going to be starting off with. Let's see here. Let's visit field number 24. So this is our new field. And yeah, I am not seeing any weeds whatsoever. Let's go to this page here. Weeds. All right, we got some weeds here. Not a whole lot. Like a weed or two. But yeah, we hardly got any weeds in the field. It's like our other field 16 doesn't get many weeds. Our other field of 36 gets a little bit more. The one field that we do get a lot of weeds in is field number 94. You can see all the weeds that we killed in the last stream. A lot of dead weeds there. So that one gets a lot of weeds. But, all right, so we got field number 24. Doesn't get a whole lot of weeds. All right, no problem. No problem at all. I think we will start by grabbing the Fent 920. Let's hitch on up to the straw bales. And we will go sell those. I'm going to drive past our shed for the cows, because I got to see how many straw bales I have in storage. I think, if I remember, we got quite a bit, so I don't need to keep any. So we got some eggs there, of course. We got eggs in the spawn point. How much cheese do we have? Got some, not a whole lot. And how much mayonnaise do we currently have as well? Did that pile up? It's not too bad. Let's just have a quick look at mayonnaise. Well, we got about $30,000 worth of mayonnaise. Okay. And cheese, the price is not the greatest. We got like $12,000 worth of that. On the mayonnaise, let's have a refresher look at the ups and downs of mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, there we go. Yeah, so definitely want to wait until January before we sell that kind of stuff. And yes, we got actually plenty straw bales, so if they need bedding, they require 2 bales. We're going to make a mixture of TMR. It's 1 bale, so we got plenty until next harvest season. We're going to have a lot of straw next year. So let's go ahead and sell all this. And probably shouldn't mention about it, but yeah, yesterday there was no episode of Shamburgo. There will not be one tomorrow either. I don't, right now I don't have any recorded episodes. The last recorded episode I did was on Sunday for American Truck Simulator. But this past weekend I was out of town, so I didn't get a chance to record anything. And I'm not sure when my next recorded episode of anything will be. So stay tuned on that. As for live streams, I'm not sure about that either. I thought I would be streaming tomorrow, but I haven't made up my mind yet on that. As for recorded episodes, yeah, no Shamburgo this week, so I apologize for that, but sometimes life just gets in the way of things. Well, we're helping out the animal dealer up here, the livestock market. They needed some straw for their animals, so we're delivering. I always think the sell price, drop off is there, but it's around this corner. Now, the one thing that we could do, I know I said I'm saving up for the dairy production, but there is one more field I would not mind buying, and I'm wondering what they've done to it. Alright, so almost $20,000 worth of straw there. While that's folding up, so the other field I would not mind buying. It's right next to our grass field. It's actually field number 65. Let me visit there. Trictical. They do have tram lines. Crop rotation yield is only 90%, so it's not great. This is like 160,000 if I remember correctly. 164. That is one more field I would not mind buying. And then after that, I don't think I want to buy any more, just because we are running a small farm, or at least trying to. And if I buy more fields in it, you know, after I buy that one, if I buy more fields after that, it's getting to be no longer a small farm. Some may say it's not even a small farm now. Alright, get back to the yard, we'll drop this off, then we'll hitch on up to the dolly trailer and load up the eggs. They have the 6-meter wide John Deere Cedar mod hub. Well, I'm pretty sure there's one there. I mean, it's not that hard to look. Just go on the mod hub and go on Cedars and find out which one you're looking for. Don't know if you're looking for a particular one. I mean, as Giants did announce about a month or two ago, there are over 4,500 mods on the mod hub, so to know what mods are on there is going to be kind of if you know all the mods that are on there, then that's something to be amazed about if you know all the mods that exist. Let's go ahead and park this right here. Watch out, Ronnie and the rooster. Alright, 3650 John Deere with a front loader. Grab those eggs. We'll grab those in a minute too. Now let's leave that on the widest. Yeah, we'll grab all the eggs. Well, why grab those pallets back there, but we will grab them. Those on far enough? Yeah, those are good. I'm not going to try to grab all these in one go. That might be a little bit too much. Let's narrow up the forks. Top pallet wants to come off on the front side. Then I gotta see where these are going. Now, of course, we do need eggs for the mayonnaise production, but we got a lot of eggs already in the production building. And, of course, our chickens will just keep on making eggs anyway, so sell what we do have. Alright, easy peasy, nice and easy. Strap those in. Fold up the gates. Yeah, where are those eggs going? Eggs. Big Farmer's Kiosk. I have no idea where that is. Up in town? No. Not over here either. The heck? Oh, there it is. Okay. Have I been there? I'm not sure if I have. But we're going there now. $17,440 liters of eggs. I didn't see how much I was going to get for all these eggs. But the price is pretty darn good, so I'm going to get somewhere around 30,000. Darn, red car just decided it was going to come out no matter what. Ah, that was a pretty good guess. 30,000 for the base price, 4,000 with our environmental score bonus, so a little over $34,000 in eggs. Good way to start the stream. Selling $20,000 worth of straw bales and then $34,000 worth of eggs. Oh yeah, that reminds me, we will be selling some grain in December as well because I got too much of it. I don't own the grain mill and don't plan to, but we've been doing a lot of grain harvesting and we got more than enough feed for the chickens for a while, so we'll go ahead and sell some grain in December. Probably just sell it all to the grain mill because it's right around the corner. Those silage bales, they will be silage in a little bit. I think I'll leave them there until springtime. Until I can figure out with the cows how much they're going to need by then. So if I just leave it there in springtime, if I got any bales left over and I don't need any for storage, we'll go ahead and sell them. So bring the dolly trailer over because we'll sell mayonnaise next month and probably some cheese. And speaking of cheese, let's drop that off. Let's grab our tanker and grab some milk and get that into the dairy production. $9,000 worth. Hello, Crow Daddy. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice early Wednesday morning for you. Alright, they got their milk. Do we still have in the oil mill? Yes, we are still producing canola oil, which is good. So, yeah, we got plenty of eggs in there, so we're just waiting for canola oil to make more mayonnaise. So, yeah, the cows can wait until next month, and the chickens can wait until next month. Don't think I want to be doing any contracts. Although there's a good paying cultivating contract out there. Yeah, I think we just want to get through the winter months per se. I do want to grab the hay bales in the grass field and put those in storage. So let me widen up those prongs. And let's go grab those and put those in the shed. No, I don't see myself playing any more Beer Manufacturer Simulator. As far as I'm aware, they still haven't fixed the keg issue that I was having, so... Try to see if I got, yes, so I got an uneven number of bales here. So what I want to do before I start bringing them in pairs is to get these all set. Seems kind of gloomy for an early November morning. Get this up against the wall. That is one. Field taken care of there. No bales in this corner. Yeah, there was an update to beer manufacturer last week, and I logged in and still could not get the kegs to work. So I really don't have any ambition to get back into that game at all, even if they do fix it, honestly. Alright, so we got one more hay bale. And then I think we'll just go on to December. December we'll feed the animals and sell some grain. Try to stack this one as far back as I can. Well, I guess you're going to get stacked on there. And let's see, we'll just place you right here. Because I don't know how much I got in the mixer. Ooh, I got a decent amount inside that mixer. So I think field-wise we're all set. Animals will feed next month. I don't think there's anything else I should be selling, but let's just double check here. Got a lot of stuff that's a decent price, but not great. Obviously looking for the dark green stuff and the silage. Yeah, we're just going to hang on to that because that price does not change year round. Yeah. Did I check the sale page? Oh, yeah, that's right, I did. All right, let's skip on to the end of the month. And only the maestro is there, so don't really care. And December will sleep till 9. All right, what do we got on the sale page? Well, we got already the soil sampler. Now, the JCB is not a bad tractor to have. There is... I did not know this was part of the Highland Fishing DLC, the class Roland Baler. 270 horsepower required for that. And that tractor... What's the most horsepower I can put into this here? 178? Alright, so I'd have to only get the 178. Again, in the series, we can't have anything over 200 horsepower, so... I mean, I almost have enough money for that, but I really don't need another tractor currently, I don't think. Alright, let's see. What should we be selling right away? So the mayonnaise price is climbing back up, which is good. So is the cheese. Not milk. Oats, $6.33. Alright, so let's go grab the oats. We'll go sell those right now. Then sorghum. I'll probably just sell the sorghum. 25,000 liters is what I need for the chickens. So I'll probably keep like the spring, or sorry, the winter wheat only. So sell everything but the winter wheat. Alright, let's re-grab our tanker here, because obviously the cows made milk overnight. $11,000 liters worth. Oh, they didn't run out of straw, did they? Ah, they did. Alright, so I gotta give them some bedding. Alright, so we got a little bit of work to do here in December. Grab the grain trailer. Now when I grab some of this stuff, we'll feed the chickens. Alright, oats. Chickens don't take oats. Hello, Bob. Welcome. Hope you had a nice weekend. So the grain mill is just literally around the corner here. Hello, John. Welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. My weekend wasn't too bad. Thank you for asking. Alright, so a little over 12 grand for some oats. Alright, spring barley. Let's load up the spring barley. Current prices of spring barley is what, $3.69? Yeah, okay. So the chickens need to be fed this month, so it might take most of this if I get into the trigger. And now let's just go top off the trailer before we go sell it. Again, I'm not going to drive around the entire map, just going to go sell it at the grain mill. Had to go to surgery to have your ears checked for wax. Did they get your ears cleaned on out, or was there more to it than just that? Alright, spring barley, in you go. No, I did not see Roadcraft DLC is coming March 24th, but of course. Of course it's going to be March 24th, because that's the same day as the DLC drops for Farm Sim 25. So I may have to stream Roadcraft later this week to get that DLC topped off from last fall. Again, the reason why I did not finish that DLC on Roadcraft last fall is because the jobs didn't show up. But since then, about a couple months ago, that was fixed for me anyways. And we just need to dive back in and finish up those two maps. It's the winter wheat I don't want to sell. Oh, you're doing ear testing, so... So not really checking the price. I mean, it's winter. The price is near its peak. So I'm not min-maxing our money here. I'm just grabbing the grain and selling it. We're hearing aids and the wax build up quite quickly. I mean, kind of the same issue here. Not hearing aids, but I do wear headphones. A lot of the time, of course. Not earbuds, but headphones, so... So we are over 100 grand. Well, let's go ahead and sell this belt as well. And once we get done selling all the grain that we want to sell, we'll take care of the cows. And then we'll load up the cheese and the mayonnaise, because it's probably going to be going to the same location. Well, mayonnaise can only go to one location. Alright, what's the next crop we're going to be selling? Again, the winter wheat. As long as we keep that, we're fine. There's the winter wheat. Triticale. We would actually be making a lot of flour if I had the grain mill, but again, that's kind of like one of the rules here, not buying the grain mill. We already got the oil mill, mayonnaise production, and a dairy production. And years on down the road here in Pichonniere Valley, we might get into making some wine. Kind of works out having to be able to drive around the farmyard like we do. Just make a nice little circle here to the grain mill. So let's see, the Triticale, we're selling the rest of that. The winter wheat, we're keeping. I got a little bit of sorghum. But yeah, I think this is the last trail. I'm not going to bother with the sorghum as of yet. So last trip to the grain mill. Should get us over 120,000 in the bank account. I wouldn't say I'm saving up for anything special. But yeah, we are saving money for the dairy production on the map and also another field. Alright, moo cows are next. John, you're a young 60. Age is just a number. And leave that right there for now. So the John Deere is next. Give the cows some bedding. So they'll take 2 full straw bales. Yep, bale disappeared. 20,000 liters of straw just went in there, and looks like they didn't take anything. There, now it's going to look like it's nice and full. Alright, close the gate for the cows' protection. And give them some TMR. John, very much appreciated for being here for 16 months as a channel member. Very generous and appreciative. 16 months. Time. It's things like that makes you realize how fast time goes by, because it does not seem long ago. You guys were asking about channel memberships when I started it, and now here you are at 16 months a channel member. I'm gonna grab the Mercedes for the TMR mixer. Why the dairy on the map than the one I have on the farm? Because the one on the map does a couple more things to make out of interest. And I really didn't want to have that temporary one to begin with, but to help us out financially to get there, it was just a temporary fix. I kind of shouldn't have put down the temporary one, but it was hard to resist. Alright, let's go ahead and make a batch of TMR for the cows. And then that way, when I go to unload it, the rest of the live stream will just keep taking what it needs. Miles also joining the 16-month membership club. Very much appreciated, Miles, as well. Thank you so much. So, one straw bale. And it's 2 silage bales. And 2 hay bales. No, this cow barn only holds 84. I think it was 2,000 cattle. I don't think I've ever gone for 10. Again, if you want to see the mixture and what we're doing, for the size bales we got and the mixer we got, it's 2 silage, 2 hay, 1 straw. And I did park that in the wrong spot, really. This needs to be backed up a little bit more. I can't really believe that Roadcraft DLC comes out the 24th. The same day the DLC drops for Farm Sim. Yeah, if you're talking about Griffin, Indiana on FS19, I think it was 2,000, 2,000 dairy cattle. But we're going to need that John Deere in a little bit. Alright, so if I get out, that should automatically feed the cows when their trough gets a little bit low. Alright, so we gotta load up the cheese and the mayonnaise. You might also be thinking of Crow Daddy on FS22, Oceanside Forest, where I did 10,000 chickens, 10,000 ducks. Can't see what my pallet forks are doing. think I need to move my trailer. Don't have it in the best spot for loading up. No, come on, get off the forks, please. Yeah, let's go ahead and move this. Right there. Yeah, on Pichonniere Valley, we're not using autoloaders or super strength. Now, again, the autoloading rule might change if it gets to be where I gotta just load up hundreds of pallets of something, and it gets to be like a half-hour job. Then maybe we will look at, this trailer here is an autoloader. It's already active. I could just drive right up and autoload, but a lot of people have wanted to see some front loader work or telehandler work, as one pallet just fell off, which hasn't happened in a while, but it was bouncing around. Yeah, but if it gets to be too much on loading up pallets, then kind of like on Riverbend Springs when FS25 came out and we had all the pallets down at the sawmill, then we will definitely look at using the autoloader. But for the most part, use a John Deere 3650, or I do want to get a telehandler at some point. I do like me a telehandler on the farm. But the 3650 does a nice job. Strap those in. Ooh, hello, mayonnaise. Stacks of 3. It's a lot of mayonnaise. Come on. There we go. What can go wrong with this? Ooh, that is going to be a lot of weight. Oh, they are shaking. I think for the sell of the cheese and this mayonnaise, no, don't follow her. Thank you. Probably have enough money to buy the other field. At the same time, I could start stockpiling up for the other dairy production. But since I already have a dairy production, again, the dairy production on the map, it does make different kind of material, but nothing where it's fancy, I don't think. It's just interesting is all. Got to remember the ones on I put on just a second ago, they're not strapped in yet. Alright, let's strap all this in. Well, the field that we might buy, they already got triticale in it. But what we want to plant is canola and sunflowers to make oil. And then we do need a field every now and then for the chickens. So that's kind of what we're planting. And we also want a field for mustard so we can, well, make mustard. Making all the condiments. Mustard and mayonnaise. Too bad we can't add chili peppers so we can make hot sauce. Is there still any more oil in that mill? I can't remember if I checked this month or oil. No, we're out of canola, so we're going to deactivate that. And mayonnaise, we can deactivate that because that's we're not going to have anything until next August. So this is all the mayonnaise that we have. Get this up high enough? No. This is why I need a telehandler. We got that pallet of cheese behind us, or behind the trailer anyways. Those are all stacked in. We don't have the new field. I don't know if you were here on the last stream, Bob, but we do have the field just right over there. Field number 24. We bought that one and planted in it. Actually, may as well do this. Let's get this trailer somewhere. Not in the 3650. In the Fendt, please. Am I pulling on the whole trailer? What am I oh, I might be locked on the mayonnaise. Might be a little bit too close to those pallets. Yep, that's what it was. Yeah, that's a little top heavy, but just got to take it easy. Let's see what the prices of that stuff is doing. So mayonnaise price is still going up, and the cheese price is going up as well. Did I strap that in? Yeah, I did. Let's fold up the trailer. Hello, Anita. Welcome. All right, let's, wait, I fed the cows. Yeah, I fed the cows, so they're good. Great demand at selling point. Great demand at selling point for mayonnaise. What? $4,513 and going up. $70,000 worth of mayonnaise. And not eggs, cheese. I think that's the train. We're not delivering the cheese to the train. That would be just more loading and unloading. Yes, that is a train. 1878 at the bar and grocery. But the prices are both on those are still both going up, right? Mayonnaise going up, cheese going up. All right, let's get to. Oh, okay, so that's nighttime, I guess. Where's the bar and grill, right? 1902. Tag the place. Where's the bar? I know we've been to the bar and grill. I just don't remember. Oh, that's where I sell the mayonnaise anyways, right? I think that's where I sell the mayonnaise anyways. Well, this is the, yeah, bar and grill. And that's where I sell the mayonnaise. Alright, so we're fine. Let's throw the lights on here. So yeah, this is going to be a very good payday, but let's take it slow because 14,000 liters of mayonnaise and 16,000 liters of cheese. And I'm pretty sure we are extremely top heavy. way it's snowing in game, it's almost gonna put me into a trance. Just so I need to retag that place just so I don't go buy it. So I know it's about 60,000 for the the mayonnaise. Do I have $100,000 worth of stuff on here? This is a corner that I almost tipped over on last time bringing this load up, or a similar load. Now the thing is, I need to sell the mayonnaise first because that is, well, yeah, I stacked mayonnaise on top of cheese, I believe. So that could be a problem. Alright, so I'm not going to sell it all in one go. But I need, well, I'm afraid of mayonnaise falling out. I'll risk it. So the cheese, we got $34,000. And now for the fun part, because someone put the sell point for the mayonnaise in a tight spot. That was me. There's always one pallet. There it goes. So up to 232,000. So about an hour ago when I started the stream, I think I had 27,000 in the bank account. Something like that. So that is enough money to buy the field. But we're going to wait until springtime because there's no rush to do anything to it now. Actually, you know what? We might actually get it in January because the crop should be still in the first growth stage, which means no crop destruction. So I can get in there and put the lime down, put fertilizer down. Whatever we need to do, we can get it done. Already we got cheese starting to pile up. Alright, beacons, lights, turn off the tractor. The field's like just under 170,000, like 166 and change. Sale page looks the same as it did in the morning. So yeah, I don't have anything else I should be selling. I'll double check though, but I think we sold everything. Yeah, we sold everything that we should have. Sleep till 9. Okay. So a lot of snow on the ground. Sale page, yeah, nothing there for us. And still a lot of good prices on some stuff. The cheese price is still very good, but that's going to the train. But let's go ahead and jump on over to field number 65, it is. So yeah, we have no idea anything about this field other than what we know here, which is it's 101% potential yield, which is, you know, it's not great, it's not bad. Let me just have a look around just to be sure. 67 is not good. This would be a nice field, but it's 99. Kind of weird, the field right next to it's 109. And this is only 99. Boy, I don't think I want to be buying bigger fields. That feels no good. 103, 99, 97. $102. And these are just like smaller grass fields. That's a very good field, but it's a very small field as well. I think I'll just stick with this one. All right, let's jump in to the 710. Grab the soil sampler, and we'll find out what condition the field is in. Oh, it's going to the wrong field. Need to go this way. Einstein. Soil sampling in January with snow on the ground. Hopefully when February comes around the corner, the snow may melt and we can get into the field. Stay out of the ditch. Should be no crop destruction, and there isn't. Actually, we can already see some of the field when I did the grass field. So this upcoming farming season, we're definitely going to try to get mustard in somewhere so we can make some mustard at the oil production. Alright, send those samples off. Why not field 95? I don't even know where field 95 is. Where the heck is 95? There's 103. There's the 80s. Where's 95? There's 93. 96. Oh, 95 up here. Yeah, it's just getting a little bit too far away from the farm. I mean, it's not far. Alright, so... Oh, the field needs plowing. Alright, so here's the thing. It's got triticale in it. The field needs to be plowed, so that's going to hurt our yield. Crop rotation yield is only 90. Maybe I just tear up the field and plant something else. So this is field 65, and it was corn and then spring barley. So new field. Field 65. And then I said corn, then spring barley. So it's corn, then spring barley. So spring wheat is looking pretty good at 115%. Oats at 120. Sunflowers at 120. Oh, but the one thing I don't want to do, I want to make sure that this field is harvested before we can plant mustard. But I think I'll be planting oats in here. So we'll go ahead and we'll plant oats. So yeah, we'll tear up this field and get everything up and running good. Now, the one thing, we haven't really plowed our own fields yet. I do got stones turned on, and I don't have a stone picker. We'll see how many stones we get. And again, I can't lease or borrow equipment, so if I want to get rid of the stones, I don't even know how much a stone picker even is. It's been such a long time. I do got a modded one. 64,000, which I have enough money for. Alright, so I don't plan on buying any more fields. At all. Just because it's getting to be way too much. Also, I'm wondering... Hello, Jay. Welcome. Hope you had a nice weekend and you're having a good Tuesday. How much is this drill? The aggro drill. It's worth $23,000 for that drill. In the condition that it's in. So let's just say I can maybe get up to 90,000. Just trying to see. Oh, and that's 122. Seed and fertilizer is what I want. Tire roller. I don't know what the tire roller... I don't know if that adds it as the ground being rolled if I do tire roller. And I'm not sure what row controller does. I see it's adding more air hoses. But I'm not sure if that has any effect. Okay. Just trying to figure out the next step here for January. Oh, probably get the milk in from the cows into the dairy production so we keep making cheese. If I do get rid of trees on this map, we're not going to bring them to the sawmill. I'm just going to use a chainsaw and delete them. kind of said no sawmill work on this series. And I don't want to be doing a whole bunch of forestry work. Okay, put that in. Animals should be good to go. Yes, they're good. Straw, they're fine. And the chickens are good. All right, we'll feed Sam. Let's go through the rest of the day and check the sale page again, just to be sure. That'd be great if that drill came up for sale, but that'd be like a long shot. No, so nothing there that we're looking for. So if the snow is gone in February, we will plow up that field. Just worried about all the rocks I may get. Well, the snow looked like it was gone, but it came right back. A cultivator, or is that? No, that's a seed. That's a seed hawk. It's a little bit too big for what we're doing here. Just take care of the cow's milk into the dairy production. We are piling up the cheese, though. How much cheese do we currently have? We got $41,000 worth of cheese. And the price is still pretty darn good. Might be selling this cheese here at the end of this month. Why is it every time I go to get milk out of here, it seems like it's at an even number, like 9,000, 12,000? That just seems odd. Alright, let me just, we'll fast forward to later on in the day. What's that cheese price looking like? Still looks pretty good. 1936 at the bar and grocery. I think we're going to go sell that. Because that's $50,000 worth of cheese. And I think I may buy that drill. I've been wanting that drill for a while, and we got enough fields now. I wanted to get it before next planting season. And since we'll be doing some planting of oats, it is oats I'm going to be doing, right? Oats. Yeah, it'll be a good time to dive right on and get it. It wouldn't surprise me that I have odd cows. I'm an odd farmer, so it'd be a perfect match. Keep taking 4 pallets, and 4 pallets just keep respawning. Oh, stop doing the dance. Man. Oh, come on. Why are these not coming off? So I got 1 pallet that fell off the back now. It goes good until it doesn't. The cheese is giving me a rough time. I probably should strap some of the stuff in the way it's starting to go. Of course, the snow's not helping. I can't see the angle of my pallet forks, because the depth of the snow is hiding them. Alright, those are on. Let's grab the last 2. And I'm going to spread the forks wider. Okay. Why are we stuck? There we go. Alright, so I gotta get another pallet that fell out the back. And that bar and grill in the past few months has gotten loads of cheese and all that mayonnaise. One day they're going to have some mustard to go along with it. This may fall over, but they'll still be on the trailer. Right now it's not going anywhere. Alright, just restrap everything. Same sell point as before. Beacons and lights just to be sure of things, not that it matters to traffic. Oh, no. That was weird that I tried to tip over there like that. The pallets are jiggling. Alright, I'm going to unstrap and restrap. I'm afraid what's going to happen here. Alright, they're not moving now. Yeah, if you ever see your pallets or logs when you got them strapped in, and you kind of see them like jiggling around, it's very easy for your trailer to tip over because of the physics in this game are just weird like that. So that's why I kept unstrapping and strapping. Now the pallets aren't moving. It's going to make it to where the trailer shouldn't tip over. It still can tip over if I turn a corner too much. That reach truck from dock would... I think that the reach or the vehicles from dock, especially the reacher, that would be a little bit too big for this. And I'm still kind of upset at docked that after I completed milestone number 7, the game won't let you log back into a day and go do missions. Now I could load up an older save and get the jobs done before I complete milestone number 7, but don't think I got the time for that. Alright, cheese. $56,000 worth of cheese there. Alright, let's go say goodbye to winter. Let's go back. Sleep through the night. Let's get to March, and then off to field number 64, is it? So we'll plow it up, put some lime into it. We're going to have stones Question is, what kind of stones are we going to have? I'm thinking since I got like a subsoiler of a plow, we're going to get the big stones. Alright, so beacons, lights, turn off the tractor. Alright, let's hit the snooze button. And we will sleep to 8 because now it's back to farming season. Trees are staying. Still got some snow on the ground. Is it melting? Is this how we're going to start May? Or sorry, March is with all the snow on the ground? Well, alright. Sale page. Well, our drill I want is not there. So, I am thinking to get ourselves a little more cash. I did not go through the bales hardly at all. How much more feed do I got in here? Ooh, not a whole lot. The cows are good for another 1.4 months. Alright, so let's make a batch of TMR for the cows. While we kind of wait for this snow to disappear. I mean, it's 36 degrees. It is above freezing, so the snow will hopefully disappear somewhat soon. So the silage bales I got in the big grass field, we'll go collect those, we'll go sell those. So I got enough silage bales here for now. Seems kind of dark in this shed. And now one straw bale for padding. Out the mix. Alright. Cows should be good until like midsummer at this point with that mixture. We fed Sam like about 5 minutes ago. And automatic feeder. Looks like they're low on straw, but actually they still got 18,000 liters of straw in there, but it doesn't look like it. So they're fine there. Let's grab this. And grab the milk from the cow barn and get that into the dairy production. Whoa. Snow can be slippery. I did not expect it to spin me around like that. $11,500. It's always like an even number. Maybe it's something to do with the cow barn where it only collects milk at 250 liters per cycle or something. That's why I always end up with like an even number. Alright, so cows have been taken care of. The chickens should still be fine for another 2.5 months. Alright, and price-wise, yeah, we're going to go sell. We don't have a whole lot of silage to sell in that field, but it is something. And actually, I should have the time scale up. Put it at ×6. Just waiting for this snow to melt. I mean, I can go into the field and start tearing it up, but I think I'd rather have the snow gone. Left the header to the combine out all winter long. So with the way the money's coming in now, I'm thinking I'm not going to worry too much about doing contracts anymore altogether. Alright, to the BGA. Well, that's kind of weird that that field has partially no snow. Again, I did talk about it earlier in the stream today, but obviously everyone's not here all the time. So, yeah, there was no episode of Shamburgo yesterday, and there won't be one tomorrow either. I'm not sure if there'll be any recorded episodes going out this week of anything. If I get time, I will obviously try to get something out there for recorded episodes. Just had a busy weekend, so I didn't get a chance to record anything. I mean, Sunday I don't usually stream. That's the day I try to record stuff. Same as like Wednesday, I don't usually stream. I try to record stuff, but I'm just too busy this past week to do anything. That's why I didn't stream yesterday either, because I just wasn't home. So silage bales put us at 142. So I think we'll be buying ourselves that Horse Pronto drill. We'll sell the one that we have. And I'll keep my fingers crossed that this tractor can pull it as good as it did when I tested it months ago. I'm going to have to fast forward time. Hopefully the snow melts at a relatively early time of the day. It says temperature is 44 degrees. There it goes. All right. Go back to times 3, and it's just 10 o'clock in the morning, so that's not too bad. Alright, so the new field we just bought needs to be plowed. It does have a crop in it, it's growing, but the condition of the field and the crop that's in there, we can harvest that crop, because we have before, triticale, but the crop rotation yield is terrible too, so we're going to tear it up. And plus it has tram lines. So yeah, the field needs to be plowed, it needed to be fertilized, it needed to be lime spread. So where's the actual entryway to this field? Looks like right down here. I think we're going to get big stones. Alright, so far they're just little stones. Now, this is not technically a cover crop, but am I getting any fertilizer from that? So let's see, it says nitrogen's 10. Nitrogen is still at 10, so I mean, it's not technically a cover crop, so I'm not getting any fertilizer from it, but okay. So we're going to be working in this field for a little while. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is, after we finish plowing up this field, we'll grab the Mercedes and grab the lime spreader, and we'll hire Frank to come into this field and spread lime. And while he's doing that, we are going to head up to the store with our current drill, and we'll sell that, and we'll buy our new drill. So at least we're just getting the small stones, not the big ones. I wonder if our direct drill will push them back into the ground. Or is that only be done with a roller? So again, I'm not allowed on this series to borrow or lease stuff from the store. Can't borrow or lease for contracts either. So if I want to pick up the stones, I have to buy the stone picker, which is 60,000. But I do think we have hit our limit on fields. Because then I'll be just getting loads of tractors to keep up and hiring workers to do everything. Kind of a shame that we're taking a crop that was planted and something that we could harvest, but with the tram lines and everything I mentioned earlier, the yield just would not be good enough, so why does that texture look cloudy? Why does that look? That's weird. Never seen that before. Now, let me just make sure that we are plowing the field. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous to say that, but sometimes subsoilers and that don't really do the right work, but it is. So it does seem like next week we'll be really diving into, I haven't checked it out yet, but the DLC for Roadcraft, according to John, comes out on the 24th, the same day as the DLC comes out for Farming Simulator. Yeah, I'm not sure why that is. But when I look that way, it doesn't look cloudy on the soil. Thought there were trees at the edge of the field. Well, there are trees there, but that's actually our grass field on the other side of those trees. Yeah, but there's really no trees in this field to really make it any bigger than it already is. And honestly, our combine is at this point too small. But we'll see how this year's harvest goes. I'm glad we're not getting the big stones. Now, the stones may affect the yield a little bit. Can't remember, but the stones will damage our equipment a little bit faster. Now, when I tested it in FS22, it wasn't that much faster. I don't know if they increased that or not. But for now, we're just going to have to deal with the stones being in this field. So hopefully we can find a good rotation in one of our fields now for mustard. Now, when we go to crop rotation, mustard is not recognized, I don't think yet, as a crop. But playing on other maps and playing with mustard before is pretty much treated as like canola. So when we do the crop rotation, and I'm saying, let's see if we can plant mustard somewhere, I'm going to use canola as a guideline. I don't know how that is going to affect our yield in the field. Did anyone plant... I wonder if any farmers planted mustard. So I can see what the rotation looks like. Oh, someone did plant mustard. Field number 95. Okay, they're calling mustard a catch crop. Interesting. All right, so mustard is in the crop rotation. I just got to put it down as a catch crop. All right, Crow Daddy, thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Sleep well. And hopefully we'll catch you again another time. Actually, bedtime sounds good. I could use a nap today, honestly. And mustard we can't plant. The reason why I didn't look at mustard now for a crop, we can't plant until August and September anyway. So, and since we're in March, yeah, we're going to be planting oats. But like I said, hopefully we can find a good field to put in the mustard as a catch crop, apparently. Like I said, we'll finish up the plowing. We'll hire Frank to come in here with a lime spreader. Don't know how much lime is going to require. We're going to head up to the store, sell our drill, buy the new one. But before we drill, we're going to put slurry in the field. Can't remember if this is classified as a subsoiler or a plow. I'm guessing it's not a subsoiler. must be classified as a plow because of the subsoiler. I think I'd be getting the bigger rocks. I don't have any plans to expand the fields either. I think that's what Crow Daddy was kind of getting at with taking down some trees, but yeah, I don't want to be expanding any fields here, and I don't want to be getting rid of any trees either. We've gotten rid of a couple. I think the last stream when I bought field number 24, was it? We got rid of a couple of trees. That way we have access to field number 24 through our dairy production, or mayonnaise production. Tram lines. Let's get rid of the evidence of these tram lines. What's the mod called? The one used a 12-meter wide subsoiler? I don't think I got that one activated. I think that's by Black Sheep modding, right? Oh, wait, where are the plows? Do I have that one active? No, I don't. And yeah, the one I'm using is considered a plow because it's under plows. This is the one I'm currently using. I don't remember exactly what the plow is by Black Sheep modding. I think it's actually just titled as a lizard plow, but I don't remember the exact name of it. I didn't activate that mod for the series because it required too much horsepower and I know I wasn't going to use it. Any other series, that mod would be active for sure. And there's the man with all the answers. Farmer G knows. Hello, Farmer G. Hope you had a good weekend. Alright, looks like just a couple more passes here and we are good to go. I think we also might do just a little bit of landscaping for a quick second. Now that we saw where the entryway to this field is, but I want to make one closer to our farmyard. Alright, Triticale is gone. Tram lines are gone. The notification that this field needs to be plowed, taken care of. Come on, I'm going with the furrows. All right. While we're here, we'll check the sale page again. I'm kind of hoping, like, is that drill going to come up for sale in the next 10 minutes? Probably not. All right, let's go to here. Ground leveling. If we grab this, let's also strengthen this up. All right, and then let's go into here. And just kind of make it where this is where we come in. And then, actually, let's do this. Put in some grass there. And just a little bit of grass in between. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put the Fent on the lime job, and we're going to use the Mercedes to bring the drill to the shop and everything, because I've been using this tractor quite a bit. Oh, did not connect. A little too quick. Because the worker is not going to have a problem with the furrows of the plowed field and the ground deformation like I would. Alright, you get to go that way. Don't think we need 4 headlands. 2 should be enough. And we'll do a 2% overlap. Because lime is not that expensive. Whoa, 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 whoa. Again, you're trying to do... You're not that wide of a working width. Uh, is it under spreaders? Because it does have a variation. So the current one I got is a 16 meter wide. I don't have the boom. All right, so it needs to be 16. Boy, just backing up is killing me with this ground deformation stuff. Alright, temporary course. Yeah, let's set this all up again. And nope, this needs to be 16. Time I get down to 16, I probably could have spread the line myself. Okay, maybe not quite, but it seems that way. I do want to get the extension for this to see how this works. But not today, of course. Alright, 2 headlands, 2% overlap, generate course. Alright, so that should be roughly like right about there, I would think. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why am I getting pat? What the heck is that? Seems to be a little bit of a field graphical issue in this. I'm not sure what's going on here. Anywho, let's get the Mercedes. Bang into a stone wall. We'll put the beacon light on. So this is a 4 meter wide direct drill. We're going to upgrade to a 6. One thing I didn't see is the working speed the same? I don't know if getting the tire rollers on the drill is going to roll the field. Getting wrong speed on fast build going 22, but it says 18. Can't trust everything you see in the store page. Like the plow we were just using, if I go, well, I mean, if I show you in the store page, I think it says it requires like 60 or 80 horsepower. Our Fendt is 200 horsepower, and I cannot even ever get up to top speed with that plow. But if you go to the description on the Giants webpage, it shows the plow requires 180 horsepower. It's one way or the other. Either it says so on the... can't remember now. Maybe in the shop it says it requires more. It's one or the other, but there's a error in one of the descriptions for that plow. It's been a moment since we've been up to the store. Wonder why that car stopped. Must be it sees this as a corner and not a curve. All this New Holland stuff outside the shop, and we don't own anything from New Holland. Alright, so I will repair for 408. I don't really care about the whole painting thing. So 25,862. Not bad. Alright, so now we're going to come in here. Just a quick look here. Yeah, so it's in the shop. It says it requires 80 horsepower for this plow. But if I go to Giant's webpage and look at the mod, I think it says 180 horsepower, but in the shop it only says 80. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the Toronto. So it requires 200 horsepower, 12 miles an hour. So I think that's just as fast as the one we had, right? That's 11 miles an hour. So if I can get up there, we could be actually wider and drill a little bit faster. We want seed and fertilizer. 130,000. So tire roller, I'm not sure if that's going to roll the field or not. I don't think it's going to. For 5,000, I will get it. And roll control, I don't really know what that does. It probably does something in real life, but I'm talking about in the game. What does that do? Other than charge me $2,500 for it. Well, I got the money. We'll get it. That way, you know, we'll see if it does anything to it. So, 132,500. So that still leaves me with 34,000 in the bank account, even after all the money I've been spending this stream. We're still looking pretty good in the bank account. I've been wanting this drill for a while, though, as an upgrade. So definitely be using the Fent 920 for drilling with this. Let me get it set up because we are going to be drilling oats. Well, haven't got no notification that our worker is out of line yet. But of course, before we drill the field, we're going to grab our slurry tanker and put down some slurry. That way we won't have to use as much artificial fertilizer. Don't know why I'm going this way, but we can. So we do have 2 canola fields, which of course is going to help us out greatly by making mayonnaise. And as we saw this past winter, we made a lot of money from mayo. Hello, Gamer Gramps. Welcome. Hope you've been well. You had a nice weekend at all. Yeah, I saw something on the moisture mod. It just didn't. This past 4 or 5 days I've been rather busy. I've seen it, but I did not really read the description or look too much into it. But it's nothing I would use either on this series or on Shamburgo currently. So whenever I do start a new series, I'll look into that kind of stuff. All right, let's go top this off. And then, well, I can see the Fent is still roaming around out there. While that's going on, we're going to grab the slurry tanker. And we're going to go put down some fertilizer. Slurry is something we got loads of. Might as well go top this off. And the Fent needs to be refilled. And this Mercedes is not really liking the slurry tanker too much, it seems like. Actually, I could put this on a worker, and the worker can directly take it from the cow barn, but I think we will spray it ourselves. Moisture mod isn't working correctly with precision farming. That doesn't surprise me too much. So the question would be, in the mod description for this moisture mod, does it say compatible with precision farming? Because if it doesn't, then yeah, that'd be why. Looks like we didn't need that much lime to finish up the job here. So when I run out of slurry, which I don't expect to get around the headland at all, we'll just finish off the lime spreading, then come back and finish off the slurry spreading. Then, of course, we will plant the oats. Again, I don't have to really cover the field that well. This is just to help us save us on some money on fertilizer. Worker missed the entire corner down here. Oh, come on, Mercedes. You were going good, and then you just, like, stalled in that corner? Well, I think I made it almost halfway around. What restrictions are you using on the new map, if any? I think you misunderstood, Bob. Don't have any map we're going to. I was saying I would not use the moisture mod until I go to a new map. Which, not even close to planning on going anywhere. Trying to ride in the same tire tracks as the other tractor did, because the ground deformation is just slowing us up way too much here. Yeah, ground deformation shouldn't be slowing us up this much. No, that is one mod I did see, and I was like, ooh, I do like that one. The neighboring farmers, or whatever it's called, neighbors on the fields mod. That one did look very interesting. I may use it here. I just didn't really have time when I saw it last night when I got home. Was it last night, earlier this morning, whenever I saw it? That one I do have interest in. Whoop, I'm climbing the wall here. Uh-oh. Am I stuck? I think we can get unstuck. Again, I can't use super strength. Come on, you almost got it. There we go. While it's filling up, let's grab this. Yeah, there's no new map at all in sight. Pichonniere Valley, we're still here for a while. Shamburgo. Like I said, I don't have any episodes for Shamburgo this week because I was just too busy last few days of getting recorded episodes done. But Shamburgo will be wrapping up in the next in-game year. But I might take a break from doing recorded episodes of Farming Simulator. I think all around FS25, the viewerships, just on my channel, but on a lot of channels, the viewership for Farm Sim 25 is going down, as you would expect. The game now has been out for almost a year and a half, and the newness of the game is kind of worn off. The DLCs are not bringing really that much more to the game to draw that much attention, I don't think. And all the other games out there that I want to get to, yeah, but I'll cross that bridge when we get there at some point. Alright, that's all I needed to do for the lime spreading. On this field here, the ground texture just seems odd. In some parts of the field it looks fine, in other parts it looks like I'm playing on a 1080 graphic card. Alright, we get this hitched up to the drill. Now, this is not going to be a good test for this drill because the field is plowed and the ground deformation is going to slow us up quite a bit. But hopefully it does hopefully it does decent. I don't know what to expect when we start planting, but we got to get this slurry put on down first. Dodging the chickens. And again, at some point, this field to our left, when I'm doing really well for money, we're going to buy that field and put our farmhouse on it. And decorate it up. This is actually a pretty decent sized field. So yeah, we are going to be planting oats, and the only thing we're doing with oats is we'll harvest it, store it, and sell it. Can't feed it to the chickens, and we don't have any production for it either. Come on, Mercedes, find a gear and go with it. Of course, the one thing I am kind of interested, well, there's two things I'm interested about the DLC that comes out next week. One are the wild boars, and how exactly do we keep them out of our fields? And I'm a little interested in the increased yield for the grass fields and how that, or what that's going to be about. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to do it right away on here, because I got the rule of not leasing, but maybe to test out the mod when it drops, maybe we'll just loosen the rules for that. Wait, what am I, what? The heck am I stuck on? There we go. So our farmyard itself, I think, is set for the most part. Don't think we need any more sheds. At some point, that dairy production will be, we'll sell that when we buy the large dairy production. But yeah, I don't see the need for any other buildings here. Oh yeah, also I need to put down the cobblestone there. While that's filling up, let's go ahead and do that. Because at the time when I put this down, I didn't have enough money to do this, even though I have the free landscaping mod. But I went to the negative, and your bank account needs to be at least in the positive in order to do landscaping. So let's get this looking like the rest of the area here. Yeah, I was not expecting to be buying another field when I started the stream today, but here we are. So not only when I harvest this upcoming year, not only do we got one new field that I haven't harvested before, we'll have two. Not sure if the trick would have worked. It used to. But actually, I probably could have put down the slurry first. then did the lime, and then did slurry for a second time. I knew I was going to hit the tree there. You're going to be able to fold in so I can get around the tree a little bit. No, I think I unfolded it too quickly. At least we're using up some of the slurry. And with all the excess slurry I got, yes, I could sell it at the BGA, but it's only worth like 6 or 7 grand. Might as well go top off. Don't really have enough here, obviously, to finish the field. Even another stop is not going to be enough to finish off this field. I do have another tractor in mind, and that's the Kubota. But again, it's not... It's because it's a plowed field and the furrows are causing the issue of it slowing down as much as it is. I think Giant still needs a tweak on the ground deformation and the way the tractors go over them. I don't think the Mercedes is worth that much, though. I'm not sure if I even want to trade in the Mercedes, though. Let's see. How much is that tractor? So, let's just say if after I repair it and sell it at the shop, I might get like 37 for it. And... all the wrong buttons here. Is that a medium or... It's got to be a medium tractor, right? Is it the M8? It's the M8. 200 horsepower. CVT. So, I mean, already it's nearly 170,000 for it. And that's even before... well, the wheel setup ain't going to be much different. So, like 170,000 for that tractor. And I hate to be one of those that just ignore tractors because they're manual transmissions and all that. I mean, I've been enjoying using the Mercedes, although there's been a couple of issues, like when I hook up to the Batwing mower for some reason. Must be a configuration with the key binds. I can't see what mode I'm in on the batwing mower. And of course, working in fields or whatever. I could activate it to where I can shift the tractor myself, but I'm too lazy for that. Now see, for some reason going this way, I can do 10 miles an hour with the furrows. And when I turn around and come back the other way, it's going to slow down to 6. I realize when I get to this end of the field, the furrows are going up and down the field a little bit. But once I get back to the furrows where I'm in line with, I don't get back up to 10 miles an hour. Is it because I'm going... Yeah, we are kind of going uphill, so that could be part of it. Didn't think it was too much. But when you get down to ground level, you can see the incline. But my character is constantly shifting and looking at gears, trying to find one that's suitable. Like 2/3 the way across the field, we finally settled on 4th gear, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and go refill. It's low enough, and I think I can get the rest of the field done with one more tank. And if I can't, then it's no big deal. We'll just start. We'll come in here with the Fent and start putting in the oats. But I think before I buy the Kubota, which I will have at some point, I think I need to save up and get that dairy production because I've been talking enough about it. And again, it does a couple more things than what our dairy production does. And really, the dairy production I got is a little bit OP. That one, the ratio to make milk into cheese is a little bit better than what the base game would be. How much slurry do I got left? Wow, okay, we got loads. Again, the stones, unless I buy the stone picker, they're going to be here for a bit. Christmas will be here before I can find the correct gear here. Luckily, this is the last little piece. Let's get this back to the yard, put away, and grab the fent. Try to go on my own tire track, see if that helps, but didn't last time. Now the ground deformation and the way tractors and trailers and everything goes over it does need some more work. It's nice we do have ground deformation in the game in 25. So hopefully they can find a solution to it. I mean, it's not bad, but I think the evidence is shown. I don't think it's quite what farmers would experience in real life, being slowed down this much. Luckily, we're not planting crops year in and year out that requires us to have to plow the field. Alright, so we have purchased a field. We did the soil sampling. We didn't plow the field because it required to be plowed. We then put some lime in the field because obviously it needed that, because that farmer didn't take care of the field worth a darn. And now we put down some slurry to save ourselves money on artificial fertilizer. And now we're getting ready to plant the field with our new Horsch Pronto direct drill. And let's see how this performs. Working speed is 12. Now the thing is, The drill requires 200 horsepower, and that's exactly what we got. So, but in testing on flat ground, it worked just fine, getting up to speed. But since the field is plowed, it may cause some issues. I don't expect to get up to speed, but we'll see what happens here. I'll put up the mini map so you can see the fertilizer being applied. Well, we're already up to 12 miles an hour. It looks like we got more than enough slurry in the field, because for oats, apparently, it doesn't require that much fertilizer. So we just upgraded from a 4-meter wide drill to the 6. Again, it may not sound like a big jump. Oh, you only jumped up 2 meters, but from a 4 to a 6, that's a big jump. Again, this part of the field with the ground texture, it looked like I was playing on the 480p graphics in that part of the field. I also wanted to check on, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. We put the tire rollers on here, but I don't think they're being classified as rollers. So I'm guessing it's still going to say the field needs to be rolled, but let me just do a pass or two and we'll check to see if it says needs rolling. Pretty sure it will. I'm just trying to figure out what the tire rollers in real life do. Other than maybe take some of the weight off the rear rollers when planting. Well, actually, if they were technically rollers, I think they would push these stones back in, because they're not the big stones. Hello, Branding. Apparently you were lurking, but hope you've been well and are having a nice, or had a nice weekend. Kind of got my own tire marks back there, and it pushed me to the side a bit. Make sure we get this little piece right here. Rollers are just for looks? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. But I bought them anyways. Just to be sure. But it feels good to have a wider drill. Good thing is, for the most part, we can see we can reach top speed for drilling. Maybe not uphill and with furrows in the ground, but for the most part, this is working out just fine. Alright, so from here on out, save up the money to buy the dairy farm on the map, so I need another 300 grand. But the way the money's been coming in, by the end of the year, we should be all set, I think. It doesn't seem like I'm going uphill that much. So the only way to get rid of the stones, either I need a roller to push the stones back in, or get a stone picker. Now, of course, rolling will increase the yield in precision farming by like 1%, maybe 2%. So there's that part of the bonus. Stone picking will just, well, pick up stones. But I could sell the stones somewhere. They're not worth a whole lot, but I could sell the stones. So just out of curiosity, again, see the ground texture change when I got out of the tractor? I get in the tractor, it's fine. I get out of the tractor. And I did clear out my shader cache after the update today. But it is that section of the field, so I'm not quite sure what's happening there. But I got the tractor to see. Yeah, so it still says it needs rolling. But now look at the expected yields. A lot better. So crop rotation yields 120% compared to, was it 80 or 90% with the triticale? And of course now with pH and nitrogen value, yeah, we're up there quite a bit. I'm not sure what's going on with the soil. See, it doesn't change nothing on the tractor for graphics. But there's something weird going on with this side of the field. Then when I get in the tractor, it looks kind of normal. That's what people say about me. Kind of normal. Rolling the mod up for 3,000. It's an option, but I don't think I'll get done. Yeah, we'll see how long this takes me to drill the rest of this field. So yeah, it just wasn't the Mercedes, but at least with a CVT transmission, it's not stalling even more by shifting gears. And there's not really softer ground or anything like that in game. Might be a mod out there that does that. So again, we'll have to see how harvesting goes this year, if it takes quite a while. I think I did find another harvester pack from Kloss that, you know, the horsepower requirement is not going to jump up too much. And it does make a little bit of a difference in the capacity of the grain tank as well, which will allow us just to get a little bit bigger header, which would also mean less swaths to deal with. But again, financially, like I said, I spent a lot of money now in the last 2 streams. Although we earned a lot of money, but I spent it all. But yeah, I need to focus on getting that dairy production. Then we'll look at getting the Kubota tractor and upgrading the harvester, not for this harvest season, but maybe next season. Again, luckily all the crops that we plant, we don't have to plow the field afterwards. So a roller should push these stones all the way back in. Again, I don't think it hurts, if I remember correctly, it doesn't hurt the yield, but it will damage your equipment faster. Of course, when I mean faster, it's not like it's going to go from 100 to 50 in one planting of a field. I don't know what the ratio or increase it is by having stones. Or does it matter of the stone size? I usually don't play with stones on. We did on Riverbend Springs. And I don't think I've had stones on until this series. Let's just finish up this end of the field here. So I'm just curious, if I go uphill now in this direction in a field that's not plowed, what's my speed? So 8 miles an hour, which is still not bad considering I am asking a lot of this tractor now with this drill. But I did not think it was not much of an incline. We'll find out after this upcoming harvest season and I start replanting in the fields just how well it does perform or not as well. And right now the only alternative is if it doesn't perform too well, it's going back to the drill that we just had. Although there are other direct drills out there that don't do fertilizer, which probably would reduce the horsepower requirement by a little bit. It's almost tempting enough to, because going this way, it's perfectly fine, because we are going downhill slightly. So let's keep turning around, go back to the other end of the field, and just go this direction only, but seems to be a little bit too much. But actually, we're not too far from being done. Probably another 5-10 minutes. So I have to remember to go on Mod Hub and look at that roller. I think the last time I rolled was probably also on Riverbend Springs. I may have done a little bit of rolling on Pichonniere. Yeah, I can't try and think back where else I've done some rolling. Has moved on to almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon in March. We've been working the entire month of March in this field. Well, that's what happens when you buy a new field. You gotta do a lot of work into it. Alright, it's getting to be almost worth turning around coming up to the field because the distance coming back here is getting shorter and shorter. So I've used 1% of fertilizer after putting down slurry in the field. Got a tiny spot right in front of us that needs to be done. That'll give us an extra liter or two of oats. So, of course, until we harvest the 2 new fields, our environmental score bonus is probably down a little bit. But once we get the harvesting done, that should get our score back up to the high 90s, which means about a 13, 14, sometimes even 15% bonus when selling items. But overall, I think the new drill is going to work out just fine for our farm here. Alright, there we have it. So, just to remind myself, and maybe you guys as well, so we got a field of oats, canola. Is that winter barley, or is that... Alright, we got winter wheat on the opposite side of the farm. What is that? What did I plant over there? Oh, spelt. Oat, winter wheat, spelt, canola. Then, of course, we got grass field. And that is all the fields that we are going to have. Now, again, I still could convert these 2 grass fields over to something else, and eventually just use this grass field for making hay and silage. But I feel like taking those 2 small grass fields and converting over... You know what? Those 2 small grass fields, if we get... Like I said, we might make some wine. I shouldn't say might. We're probably going to end up making wine in the future. Those 2 small grass fields can be converted over to the vineyards. That might not be a bad idea. I don't need the mini-map anymore. Let's go ahead and give our tractor and drill a wash. I guess that's paint wear on the tractor over there. And our farm value must be up kind of... I think last time we checked, we were somewhere around 1.6 mil. What's the farm worth now? It's got to be pretty good. 2.143 mil. 2,143,400 is currently the value of our farm. That sounds good to me. I should not get weeds in that field that we just did because I plowed it. But what is the score in that field? A 77. The weed score in that field is already at 100%, so it says lime and fertilizer, which we just took care of. That will go up to 100% when we harvest, at least it should. And the same could be said for this field over here, which had no lime and a little bit of fertilizer needs into it. But currently our score is a 91 with a 12% bonus. Once we get to harvesting those 2 fields, might be back up to a 15% bonus. So that is looking rather good. There is a truck in the sale. But I don't think we really need one for what we're doing. Don't think we need one for what we're doing. So yeah, we're all set. So I guess the next step would be in April. The grass fields need to be cut. And I think we're going to make just silage bales. Because again, I got enough hay bales to make 2 more batches of TMR. So, and even silage bales. What do we got for silage bales? I mean, since we're always making silage bales, I could always just keep a couple extra. How much is left in here? Well, I still got 54,000 liters of TMR in the mixer. And the cows should have a full feed trough. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did in the morning. But yeah, they're fine. So we actually got plenty of TMR for a while. And yeah, I can probably make it to the 3rd cut before I need to make more hay bales. So just keep on doing the same cycle. So yeah, next cut we'll just make all silage bales and sell them. And then get on to harvest season. Again, we are saving up money for now. Wait, is that? Yeah, this is the dairy production right here. And it costs $350,000. So again, this dairy production doesn't do that much more than what ours does, but let's see if I can find it here. So it does make whatever this is. I mean, it says butter, but I don't know what that says in French. Is the recipe the same? That's 15 for 15. Oh, that's buffalo milk. Regular butter is 15 for 13. So you get a 1-for-1 ratio out of this compared to less than. What does that sell for? So regular butter goes for $12.16. This butter goes for almost $1,500. So yeah, obviously making this butter is more worth it than making regular butter. Also, it makes different kinds of cow milk. So I mean, you're bringing milk in, it just makes carton milk. And that's pretty much it. But I'm probably just going to make the butter, honestly. Yeah, I don't know what any of this stuff is in French. But we'll probably just make the butter. Maybe we'll look into it more once we get the dairy production and what this milk is. That says cow's milk. Cow's milk. That's just milk bottled. That sells for $11.71. All right, so these two are pretty much the same price. And milk bottled goes for $6.28. Wait, what's the recipe for milk bottled? That's doubled. Wow, this looks like it could be very OP. So milk bottled is doubled. And carton milk is tripled. And you can sell this for a lot more than you can sell this for. So carton milk is probably something I would not do. That might be a little bit too much OP. So we'll probably end up making the butter at that point. But that's looking into the future. But today, in case you showed up a little bit late, we bought ourselves a new field. Which is the one we were eyeing up for a while, right over here next to our grass field. Had triticale into it. Not a good rotation. Needed to be plowed, so we plowed in the crop and did all the stuff we needed to do to get our oats in. And our other new field from last stream, in case you missed it, is right over here on the opposite side of the cow barn, and we got spelt in it. And we had to do just a little bit of work to it, not as much as the other field, but yeah. So we got a lot of harvesting to do, so I think I need to look at the roller. And also I need to look at that harvester pack and maybe get that installed for the series, and it might be something we do sooner than I think. The roller, maybe not so much, but the harvester, I need to kind of test that and see what kind of header can go on there. But I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Just a quick reminder, again, there was no episode of Shamburgo out yesterday. There was an episode of ATS that went out on Sunday, and there will be no episode of Shamburgo tomorrow. I actually don't have any recorded episodes going out currently for this week, and I don't plan on currently because I just got a busy week. I thought I was going to stream tomorrow, but I think tomorrow I need to skip a day because I got to get some more stuff done. And that means I'll be back streaming on Thursday. And I think Thursday we'll dive into Roadcraft after I just double check, because I guess Roadcraft DLC comes out next Tuesday. So I got to make sure I'm caught up on Roadcraft and get everything that we need to get done. I think that's just a one-off. I think I can get it all done in one stream. So right now I expect to be back streaming on Thursday with Roadcraft. I'm like 85% sure that's what we'll be doing. But yeah, that's what we're going to wrap up for today. Appreciate everyone being here on a Tuesday for some Farming Simulator on Pichonniere Valley. Yeah, hope you had a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Have a good Wednesday, and hopefully I'll see you all on Thursday. But until then, have a good one.